It's actually a lot easier than you think to remove these dealership stickers, especially when they're pretty new. So all you gotta do is borrow your girl's hair dryer and then just put it on the high setting and just hover over each letter about 10 seconds or so. The reason why I prefer to use a hair dryer over a heat gun is that these things don't nearly get as hot as a heat gun. So for someone like me who's in the professional setting who doesn't really have experience with a heat gun, it's going to save me a lot of trouble in the back end in case something were to go wrong. And especially for anyone at home, almost every home has at least one hair dryer, but not every home has a heat gun. So you guys can still get it done with a hair dryer. That's why I'm using it today. But hover over each letter about 10 to 15 seconds and start peeling off with your nail, and it's really that easy. Now, even though we are getting these stickers off pretty dang easily, there's still some other steps we have to do because this is leaving some of the adhesive residue behind. So I'm going to show you guys real quick how to take care of that. So first and foremost, we need to be working with a clean surface. So I'm using this quick detailer. It's by a small detailing brand called Nighthawk brand. They're not very popular on YouTube yet, but they're pretty popular on TikTok, and I love their stuff. It also works as a waterless wash, so we'll be using this with a plush towel to clean it up. And then we're using some DIY detailed tree sap remover. Now, Ivan has stated multiple times this also works as a tar remover, and I before have used tar removers to remove adhesive residue. So this is my first time using it to remove residue like this, but you'll see in a little bit that it actually works pretty well. It will require a couple of applications, but we'll be able to get it done well. So here what I'm doing is I'm letting it set a little bit. I actually coated this truck not too long ago, so you can see the coating is trying to repel it. And yeah, we got a whole lot off on that first step. Now we're doing it again. We're going to spray it and kind of let it set a little bit to kind of loosen up and soften that residue. Alright, so I went ahead and fast forwarded that section so you guys don't have to stare at me staring at the sap remover. But we have probably around 80% of it off right now, and I should have done this method from the start as I noticed this removed the last bit effortlessly. Spray a couple sprays directly into your towel and then apply the remover directly from the towel onto the area. It just removed it super easily, so I would probably recommend doing it that way from the start. But now let's go ahead and use some more quick detail spray to remove any residues, and you guys are going to see that we have a little bit of ghosting left over, so we're going to need to polish this area to remove that ghosting, and I'll show you guys how to do it. So what we're using today is a 3-inch polisher by Max Shine. It's their M312, and we're using the DIY Detail Gold Standard polish and their Gold Standard pad. We're going to go ahead and see if this can remove the ghosting. So let's go ahead and do one little spray, and I think one spray might be a little bit too much for a 3-inch. As you'll see, I do have some sling going on later on in this little test. But we're starting off on speed 1 to spread the product, and then we're going to move it back up to speed 3 and continue. Alright, so we've done a couple passes now with the gold standard system and the 3-inch polisher. I think it should be enough to remove the ghosting, seeing that this paint, the black GM paint in itself, is literally probably the softest paint I've ever worked with. So we're going to be using some quick detail spray to help us on the wipe off. Normally the gold standard polish, I will use a rinseless dampened towel to be the first step of the wipe off, but I forgot it at home, forgot my rinseless wash, so the quick detailer will do, and it actually did help quite a bit. So I'm going to go ahead and inspect the paint, and I actually think that the gold standard system was too aggressive on this paint. This paint is really soft, and if you just look at it the wrong way, it will scratch and get some micro marring, and I'm going to show you real quick. This is what I'm talking about. So there's definitely a whole lot of micro marring, a whole lot of haze. This for me isn't acceptable, so we're gonna have to do a second step. So I'm gonna try this out at a local detail shop near me. One of the guys said that this stuff is really good for finishing on black GM paint, so let's see if he's correct. This is some Naziol Clear Cut 705. So let's see if this dude is correct about saying that this stuff can finish really well on black GM. Now I did try a little bit on my own car and it did pretty well. It's a really good like last step polish. But I have a Volkswagen Golf, so that's hard German paint versus probably some of the softest clear coat in the auto industry on the Silverado. So you can see I'm actually really struggling here to get the machine to stay on. Now, of course, if I had the machine in a vertical position, probably a lot easier to lock in the switch. But I'm still getting used to this. It's my first time using this polisher, so it's not a big of a deal. But yeah, it's pretty funny. So let's go ahead and see how it does. Now I will say the wipe off on the Naziol 705 is a lot easier than the gold standard, but after some inspection I can still see some micro marring and a little bit of hazing left, so we're going to need something even finer than this. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what I ended up using, and what I used was Car Pro Essence. This is, for me, has been the best thing to finish out on black GM. I honestly hate polishing black GM. I'm not the best at getting a perfect haze-free finish. I'll let you know that right now. There's probably a lot of people that can do a whole lot better and get the results to be a whole lot clearer. But for me, someone who doesn't have the most experience in black GM, this has helped me a whole lot. And I will say the wipe off on this product is insanely buttery smooth. But now I'm having the results that I've been looking for. This is a whole lot better. I'm going to go ahead and show you. So you can see there might be a tiny bit of haze left, but this is at an acceptable amount. So we're going to go ahead and recoat it. I coated this vehicle with a DIY Detail 3-year graphene coating. So we got to shake that boy up, get all the graphene oxide mixed up in there. And then we're going to go ahead, after it's all shaken up, we're going to apply it. This is a dry applicator, so I'm going to be putting about 10 drops to make sure it's all primed. And then we're going to start applying the coating. So yeah, I do realize that this is a whole lot of coating for such a small little area, but I wanted to make sure that my pad was primed because I don't want to be putting anything dry on this paint. Because like I said, if you just breathe on it a little bit too aggressively, black GM paint will scratch and it will haze. It's probably the worst paint to work with. So because I put a lot, I'm going to end up letting it sit for about 4 minutes. I won't make you wait through that. So here we go. It's been 4 minutes. Already did the initial leveling. Now I'm doing the finishing wipe and we are looking good. There is no more ghosting. You can never even tell there was a dealership sticker there. And yeah, guys, it's looking really dang good. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you found some value in this video and hopefully this helps you guys get rid of those annoying dealership stickers. So yeah, if you like this video, leave a comment and leave a like, and I'll see you guys next time.